Hello, good afternoon. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to talk about NatureRe, which is a Swiss-based asset manager, very much into nature restoration projects, which we founded in April last year. And we are very proud to present the first results of the journey we are taking. So this is me. This is actually not at the beach in Colombia, where I have restored some land plots already, but at the Baltic Sea, where I'm often with my kids. I'm father of 5 daughters. So this makes me think a lot about heritage and what we leave behind after our generation. So what's the purpose of our work within our generation? But to be honest, it's more than that. I've seen those nature documentaries since I was a child, and all those documentaries always ended up with and now comes humankind and destroys everything. And I was always absolutely sad about what we do, and was thinking maybe all my life how we can protect nature, how we can repair what we have destroyed, and how to find business models that works to prevent that. So with my own funds and also with some supporters, we have started nature restoration projects already in 2013 and 2014. Actually, with the first attempt to find a business model that's scalable, then there was the idea to put little pieces on the internet that people can buy sponsorships for. So little elements of rainforest that we sold. Unfortunately, this business was not so much scalable. We were a bit surprised that everything we done in Colombia worked very well, but the demand or the interest of the people was not big enough to make it a scalable business. I hope this works now. Still, we noticed that the method we applied there on the land was working absolutely beautifully, much better than replanting trees or creating new plantations for timber industry, etc. We noticed that the trees grow quicker, more robust. Of course, we rescue the entire biodiversity that has been there before, and we can repair the entire ecosystem with it. So the question was in the end, how to make it a scalable business model. So I was observing the carbon market for quite a while, and had a lot of talks with South Pole, who helped me also with finding that piece of land and having it a bit under control. So it came to the point that the carbon market, especially the voluntary carbon market, was mature enough, and also the price level was good enough to do nature restoration projects, mainly relying on the carbon market and on the sales of carbon credits. I mean, I guess in this room here, there's no need to explain what the carbon market is and how it works. But the good thing is we calculated that from a carbon price of €8 per ton, it works quite well, and whatever comes up is a quite reasonable revenue we can give back to the investors. So we calculated it back and forth, We made a financial product out of it now. So NatureRe is an asset manager in the nature restoration space. We collect funds. We do the fund structuring. We take care of the land acquisition, which is quite some work, to be honest, to organize all land transaction. This already we do in collaboration with the project partner on the ground. So he delivers us a lot of data that we need for analyzing the growth potential of the forest, for knowing the right measurements we do on the ground for our assisted natural regeneration. So we restore the nature, the plots. We certify them, usually by Vera, despite some investors or customers like to see rather the gold standard. We are independent from that one. We sell the carbon credits on the market, and we give a financial return back, like in an infrastructure fund, a renewable energies fund, etc. It will for sure be double digit. So this is all our calculations show. Net for 15 years. Those kind of financial products we are designing. We are on the market with an SPV sizing 10 to 15 million, and we'll launch our first fund with a sizing of 100 to 150 million next year. So we are applying now for FINMA license, etc., to make those products bankable. This is, I think, in many cases still the link that's missing, that also institutional investors can invest in these kind of products, in these kind of funds. So what we do have in place is now the entire team for NatureRe, the structure, the governance that you need as an asset manager, and managing quite some heavy assets in the end. We are representing the investors that are owning the land. We have a very strong partner in Colombia and have a Colombian entity fully operational. South Pole, our partner there, is on the ground with 180 people. We have 2 LOIs with other project developers in other countries. So it's all set up for scale. We are not going to collect one or the other project in one or the other country. We want to really go strong in the countries where we are and where we have a lot of knowledge about nature, legislation, and all other circumstances. So there's a little video I'd like to show. I hope I may. So this is the land we just acquired.
NatureRe has acquired its first pieces of degraded land in the region of Antioquia, Colombia. Due to previous use for cattle ranching, the natural ecosystem has been severely affected. Trees were chopped down regularly, and the soil was treated with chemicals to create pasture. For every single cow, more than a hectare of nature was sacrificed. This way of using land was both highly inefficient and destructive for the environment. Now, through the world-leading expertise of our operating partner, South Pole, we will assist natural regrowth processes. Over time, birds and rodents will spread seeds that will enable biodiversity to flourish again. Pastures will be able to regrow bushes, and bushes will create a new habitat for forests to thrive and capture massive amounts of CO2. The natural regeneration will enable local species like hummingbirds, capuchin monkeys, parrots, and jaguars to inhabit the area once again. From the start, local communities will be involved in the project. Besides creating sustainable jobs in the region, NatureRe will focus on investments in education. Follow us on our journey to restore nature, capture carbon emissions, and support local communities. NatureRe. Invest in nature. Remove carbon at scale.
Right, so what we have done together with South Pole is a technical mapping of Colombia to see how much potential we have and what would we find to acquire and to repair and to restore. And the sizing is really really huge. Many of you know Colombia. I've also seen other presentations about Colombia. So for our method, assisted natural regeneration, there was about 25 million hectares, let's say, available or not properly used. If you fly over Colombia, you see a lot of degraded land, and we could use it to repair with investments that could be done in our over our vehicles. Of course, we want to avoid a bit the areas that are conflict areas. This is rather schematic there, but we know quite well where and how to act, and would like to go strong on this method. So what is our biggest challenges? And this is very honest. So the transaction as such is really a lot of work. So what we would need now is teams in a hub in LATAM being responsible for land search and for legal things to be able to get all those land plots. We would love to have a larger distribution partner who's going to offer it on long term as a retail product in the financial market. And what is missing a bit for us is the additional revenue stream from biodiversity. I mean, we hear that all the time. We see it as an upside potential financially, but of course we also want to distinguish a bit between pure carbon projects, other monocultures that are also capturing carbon, but of course not repairing the entire ecosystems, where you see is a big differentiator, and having someone giving us the metrics that we need to measure, that would be very helpful for us. Future vision. I know this one's big, removing 1% of the carbon out of the atmosphere. But I say it's possible, and I see that here are many very good companies and very good approaches. So overall, if there are 100 companies dreaming that big, we could solve this huge challenge. Regarding the land that is available in South America, overall, it would be possible in terms of money available for sure. In the end, it's just very hard work to be done. This page is a growth round we do now as NatureRe, as the asset manager. We call it Series A funding. So my day-to-day job is to do fundraising for our projects. Today and yesterday, I was here to look for investors into NatureRe itself, into our fund manager, and ideally, yes, it would be a bank or an institutional that would be also interested into what we do in Colombia. But we will see. We have very good talks. Yeah, I think this is it. So please reach out to me whenever you like. I'm here until 7 o'clock. Whoever likes to talk, let's do.
Thank you, Daniel.